Hi, everyone.
Hello, the ones that have already logged in. And I'm really glad to see everyone of my old friends and the new friends also. I'm very glad to see.
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
Yes, hi Marisa.
Hi, finally got the computer working. Okay.
Wonderful to have you here with us. Today we are starting our series of online unicorn battles because in the situation that we are having everywhere around the world, we should stay in touch. We should help the startup community, and we should continue on networking in between us, right? So we are really glad to have you as our guests, as our judges, and of course, our heroes, startups, that will be presenting their solutions today. Unicorn battles. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited to announce that the unicorn battle, online unicorn battle in San Francisco already started. So unicorn battle. In San Francisco, we're having it today online. If we would have it offline, we would have it in 906 World Center, but we are very glad that we have friends like 906 World Center with us. Also, we are very grateful to our platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund, and ICU, a company from Eastern Europe that invests in technology companies in Series A and late seed, and mostly tech companies. Also, we are very grateful to our silver sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, entity for private investors who would like to grow unicorns out of the startups based in the Silicon Valley. I will tell you a little bit later about it more. And of course, the winners of our today's online unicorn battle will join us for the great event in the Silicon Valley. It's Spring Cup. Please note that the date has changed slightly. We are planning to have it on the May 19 in the legendary location of the Computer History Museum. And we are awaiting a lot of guests from all over the world. It will be a great gathering. And we will be hosting there the winners of our local preliminaries from 50 major cities of the world. And also, we will be having more than 500 private investors. We're planning to have up to 100 VCs. There also will be an expo of startups from all over the world. And there also will be a LPGP event for VCs, pitching to the family offices, and Silicon Valley Syndicate Club for the private investors. So if anyone is interested in attending our event, the tickets are available at the event right now. And we are doing our local preliminaries all over the world, and we are planning to have the finals every quarter, of course, when the situation will become better. And but still, we will be going to many countries quarter, and some of them online, some of them offline. And we are inviting sponsors and partners who join us in our movement. Let me talk a little bit about the Startup Network, the organizer who is doing all that. Startup Network is a company that unites various solutions and platforms under one auspices called Startup Network. It is a smart ecosystem for professionals of startup industry, VC industry, and unites in one business space, startups, operational business, business angels, VCs, private investors, and helps to solve almost any problem that's in innovation sphere. The oldest part of the Startup Network family is unicorn battles. We have been doing them already for more than 10 years. We have done more than 190 of them, and we are doing them on permanent basis in 14 countries, and from this quarter we're expanding them to 25 countries. Battles are happening on regular basis also in the USA, all over the USA, and lots and lots of startups have received funding because they had attended our battles all over the world. And I have a great news for everyone, that you can join us in our crusade against this huge problem we're having right now called coronavirus. We are going to do the coronavirus battle on every continent. We are doing coronavirus battle America, coronavirus battle Asia, Australia, and Middle East. In one patch, coronavirus battle Africa, and coronavirus battle Europe. Everybody is welcome to join us. It's absolutely free for everyone. We are looking for startups who are either fighting coronavirus itself or looking for the ways to develop products that help people to protect themselves or to survive the restrictions or somehow to save their lives. So if you can share the word about it through your community, because we already have united a lot of VCs who would like to help those startups save the world. And this is real thing that you can do right now to help everyone to turn our lives back to normal. And I'm sure that you want this to happen as fast as possible, the same as we do. And this is the map of our roadmap for 2020. It was supposed to be the first quarter, but I guess we will take a little bit of sprint into it. And we are doing it all over the world. And if you are coming from some countries that we haven't been yet, you can approach us also, and we would love to have a battle in your country as well. Network VC is another part of the startup network family. It's our own VC fund with two strategies. First is to participate as an investor in a pre-acceleration program for the chosen startups. And the second one, to be a lead investor in the Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund. Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund, Syndicate Club, is a Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund, as I said, where the network VC leads, and all private investors are welcome to apply online. It's absolutely online, and be together with us investing into the Silicon Valley startups, startups that either have graduated from top American accelerators or have some famous VC invested in or famous investor invested in. And Silicon Finance is also another part of our family. Smart Family is a pre-acceleration program for startups willing to apply to the top American accelerators. We help them to relocate and grant them funds and services worth $50,000. We invite best speakers, mentors to coach our startups online and offline to our acceleration program. We are always glad to welcome you partners to our network that reached 1 million users last year. So if you are a mentor or speaker or know a startup who can fit the conditions, please also approach us. And I'm really happy to introduce you now to the girl you already know and also have spent some time with, or maybe online, Anastasia Aseva, who is our event manager for the United States. Yes, a great help for all of us, and she will take you through the agenda and partners that we're having for our Unicorn Battle today in San Francisco. So thank you everyone for watching me. I will stop sharing in a second.
Thanks, Anna. And yeah, welcome everybody to our startup battle. And let me say thank you to our partners of this battle. It's a global technology symposium. It's our media partners. It's Coin Data Flow, Unbank Ventures. It's a Sweat Rating, and it's a Dave Martinez Venture, and Bay Angels, and everybody. Big thanks to spread the word about our events. We appreciate it. So today's agenda, now I would be very happy to introduce you our judges board, and then every judges can introduce yourself if they want to do it, and then we will start our startups battles and choose the winners. So let me introduce you honored judges, and thank you all for coming today online. First, I would like to introduce Jordan Webhan. It's a Bay Angels Fund. So please, Jordan, if you would like to say some words.
Good day, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive and healthy. I hope everybody is doing wonderful. I'm looking forward to this, and I think this is going to be a great way to connect with a wide range of companies at a much lower cost and much lower barrier to entry. Anna, Alexei, and Anastasia, I'm grateful for this. Thank you.
Thank you. So next one is Svet Sedov. It's angel investor. Svet, do you want to tell something?
Yes, hi everybody, and as a previous judge said, it's a great opportunity for all of us to communicate in a time of crisis, and I'm glad to be here as well, and I'm looking forward for finding a winner.
Okay, thanks. What do you think? Should I stop sharing my screen to see everybody's, or what do you think? Oh, sorry.
No, please we would appreciate it if you actually put the photo back on so we can get it.
Something going. Oh, okay. So the next one, it's Marisa Alma McGuinness, Bloomberg Capital Fund. So Marisa, welcome, and tell something to us.
Hi, good morning. I am very happy to be here today, and I'm glad you were able to get it online. I'm a full-time investor in startups and real estate, and I started out with an ed tech product, and then I ran a digital healthcare company, and I'm a member of Golden Seeds. I'm a managing director for the Silicon Valley chapter, and I'm a limited partner in Bloomberg Fund 3. I have been home binge watching Picard, The Mandalorian, and The Witcher. My hobby is science fiction. Okay, so I'm excited about being here. Thank you.
Thanks, Marisa. And please respect the other speakers. Mute yourself if your background a little bit noisy. So just to respect the speakers for the next going. And I would happy to introduce Sunil Ranka. It's our partner at ZNL Venture and fund of Predictly. Hi, Sunil.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Anastasia and the team for setting this up. Kudos to you. I think this shows the hustling and the fighting spirit of the group. Glad to be here. And someone said, right, happy to be healthy and safe at this point in time. Myself is Sunil Ranka. I've been in the Silicon Valley for the last 20 years. I'm a partner with ZNL Ventures, and we focus on India first companies. And we focus mainly on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and automation. I acquired this company called Predictly about a year and a half back, and we are focusing mainly in building solutions around automation. And we partnered with a company called Automation Anywhere. And in terms of number of startups, we have done about 32 investments in different companies, and 16 of them are YC companies. So I'm really excited to look at the pre-acceleration module, what you guys offer, and I'm looking forward for some quality startups today.
Thank you. Thanks, Anil. And I would happy to introduce Yaroslav Mudry. It's a serial interpreter and angel investor. Hi, Yaroslav.
Hi, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Hi, Startup Network. Thanks for organizing this. And I like the idea of organizing battles to help to solve pandemic problem. Thanks a lot for this. So a little bit about me. I'm an ex-country manager of Groupon in Ukraine, and then I moved to USA 6 years ago. I created multiple businesses. I participated in some different businesses. I'm currently working on my company. We have a co-living. We have 6 co-living, co-working spaces in San Francisco. And I also help companies to enter US market sometimes if I like them. Yep, so I'm excited to see our participants, and yeah, that's all I think. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. I think startups also excited. So, and welcome Brett Noyers, the founder and managing director of Unbank Venture, and also our media partner. Thanks, Brett, for spreading words about us.
Sure. Happy to be here. So founder and director of Unbank Ventures, early stage, or well, I guess we were early stage fintech incubation program. We're moving into a syndicate model with our primary focus on fintech and blockchain companies globally. Previous work working for Tim Draper, building the fintech incubator program there, and then prior to that, building an incubation program for Jason Calacanis.
Thanks. Thank you. And I'm happy to introduce David Gempelevich. He's a venture scout at Mighty Capital. Hi, David.
Hi, Anastasia. I'm David Gempelevich. I am a venture scout with Mighty Capital. We invest in early growth in technology and healthcare companies.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to introduce Corey Pigot. It's a venture partner at Drape Forest, investor, advisor. Hi, Corey.
Hi. Yeah, I wanted to thank you guys for hosting the event. My name is Corey Piggott, venture partner at Draper Foster. We're industry agnostic and invest mainly in seed and Series A. And then I'm also a senior portfolio manager at M31 Capital. We're a hybrid VC hedge fund focusing on cryptocurrencies and blockchain protocol.
Thanks, Corey. I would like to introduce Pavel Cherkashin. I'm not sure if he's online. Pavel, are you with us? I think no. Okay, let's move. I would like to introduce David Martinez. He's a founder and partner at Dave Martinez Venture, and also our media partner. Thanks, David. Dave?
There you go. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah.
Here, born and raised in San Francisco, been through all these bubbles, and our ventures are far and wide. We're located in Mexico and South America, and a lot of our companies there. Also the UK, we specialize in AR and VR and a lot of other spatial computing type of things. And we're an enterprise company. So glad to be here.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us. And let me see. I would like to introduce Vasily Nikolaev, but I think he's also not online. Vasily, are you here? Okay, so let's move next, and I would like to introduce Alexander Lazarev. He's a partner of Maxfield Capital, venture partner at Genius Fund. Hi, Alexander.
Hi, Anastasia. Thank you for having me here. Yes, I'm partner in Maxfield Capital Fund. We are early stage fund investing in early stage companies in the UK, Israel, US. So I've been in charge for companies in the UK, mostly invested in digital health, property tech, food tech. So now I'm in LA. We'll be happy to mentoring and judging companies and sharing my experience if needed. Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. And I would happy to introduce Jonathan Bayer. He's a managing partner at Stone Health Ventures. Hi, John.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm John Baer with Stonehearth Ventures. I'm a recovering venture capitalist and serial entrepreneur, and spend my time now working with early stage companies literally all over the world. Wrote a book about Silicon Valley to help entrepreneurs everywhere better understand how they could be successful, whether they were in Silicon Valley or otherwise, and spent a lot of time helping companies with operational and strategic issues.
Thank you. Thanks, John. And I would happy to introduce Francisco Lopez as an angel investor, founder of the largest of Portugal e-learning platform. Hi, Francisco. Hello, Francisco. Are you with us? So let's start the next step. So I would like to tell some rules about how you can vote. Yeah, I sent previously. Okay, hold on, Francisca. Would like to talk. Sorry. So Francisca, do you hear us? No. Okay. So I sent links to every judge's the personal link to vote. You just need to click on a link which you get from email, and you have to put marks depending on investment potential from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest mark and 1 is the lowest. So if you still need the link, so yes, please message me private and I will resend this link. During all startups, you can vote and change your decision and put another mark during this event. When I start, then I say the finish voting, so we can choose the winner, and the winner will participate in our Unicorn Cup final in May 19. So let me introduce you our startups. And startups will have 3 minutes to pitch and 3 minutes for questions from or suggestion from judges. So I will put the timer and will stop you if you will exceed the limit of 3 minutes. Please respect each startups and their time. So I would like to introduce first startup. It's Button Wallet. And Alexander Safonov.
Yes,
So,
hello,
yeah,
it's
I will,
Alexander. Do you hear me?
yeah, I will stop my presentation and can go ahead.
Right. Hello, everyone. I'm Alexander. Let me a few moments. I will share the screen with you. One moment. I hope you are doing well today. So Button Wallet is a messenger-based banking solutions that's right now live on Telegram Messenger. And let me tell you a story of the future banking. So people are using messengers more and more. So 2 billion people they use messengers. And by the way, people are not downloading new apps. So like 15% of users didn't download any apps last quarter. And they don't need it because they are living inside of the messengers. Even in this time of the coronavirus, when people started to use messengers like 20% more, and the downloads are growth up to 50%. And what we see on the Telegram, there's 300 of million users, and 90% of its users are interested into money transferring services. So, and we got this idea, and what we built a wallet inside of the Telegram that's pre-installed for all of the users, and they can start to use it in like 30 seconds when they'll finish the registration process. So it's pretty simple. It's within the Telegram. They don't need to download any other applications, and it's scalable to other messengers as well. So what we have right now, we have 165,000 users, and like 25% of our transactions are going between Button Wallet users. So we have our kind of own ecosystem of the users and the partners as well. So by the way, we also have a traction with the B2B and B2B2C directions. We got 2 contracts with Binance, and also we have a repeated contract with Zilliqa. So just like last week, we got a new contract with them, and we are going to grow with other messengers such as Discord, Facebook, Line, and Kakao Talk. By the way, the corporate fund of the Line Messenger is joining the current round. In terms of the competitors, the Button Wallet is the only one decentralized wallet. We don't store any money, and we can operate in any countries. Legally, we can operate in any countries that we check with our lawyers. And our competitors, they have these problems to operate in United States, for example. And the current user base of the Button Wallet in the US by 30%. So right now we're just wallet. In next 6-12 months, we are going to develop more like a banking infrastructure for the messengers, like a also prepare roadmap to be a multi-messenger based banking in 3-5 years, and come into like a neo banking from the messengers and compete with Revolut and other big names in this area. So the team is the team was firstly a hackathon team, and like 2 years ago we got this idea, and we're moving forward. We was part of MIT later. We have raised $600,000, and now we have a lead investor and looking for a partner in a banking area and fintech area in US and Singapore. Thank you so much. Happy to connect with you.
Thanks, Alexander. And if any judges or attendees have a questions, please. We have 3 minutes.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep.
You're based in San Francisco?
Yes, we're based in San Francisco. We have a business office in Singapore. There's 1 team member, and we have a tech office in Moscow.
Okay, thank you.
How do you make money?
So right now we most of the revenue is coming from the B2B contracts. We are going to monetize our user base in Q3, Q4 this year. And on the long-term perspective, we are going to make money by payments, like fees from the payments inside of the messengers. The like e-commerce of the messengers is growing, such as like Instagram, and Button is developing their APIs and also payment processing for the messengers. This is why we're looking for like a bank for the pilot, or like any fintech services from Asia, Singapore market, or like US.
And can you talk about your unit economics?
I just mentioned that we are going to monetize the user base in Q3, Q4 this year. This would be like much more clear with the unit economics from the user base side. You're asking me about like B2B side. What do you want to know about the unit economics right now?
I'm interested in understanding the revenue, lifetime value per customer that you anticipate, the revenue per transaction, and the cost of acquiring each customer.
I would happy to share with you more materials in this part of the call. Yep, this would be the way how we can do it.
Hi, this is Neil. Most of the banking companies are trying to get onto the technology bandwagon, and messaging or the chatbot is one of the preferred way, and a lot of investment has already gone into that. What is your unique value proposition compared to what the current investment has already gone in?
I think the most of the investment gone to their chatbots and kind of like AI applications. And what we provide the products that users can use right now, and we are competing to the apps by themselves. So the banks, they would not need to have, so they would have like a few interfaces. For example, they are going to banks like offline offices and branches. So, and they're going online, and they have like web. They use apps, and the button and like a chatbot. It's kind of like a new interface to interact with their services that they have right now. So it's kind of like a new way, and people are there. They are already in messengers, and they are downloading apps less and less. So this is the reason why we do it right now.
Thank you. Thanks, Alexander. So
Thank you.
The time is up. If you have still some questions, we have the time after all competition to continue. Yep. So yeah, let's stop sharing your screen, and let's move to second startup.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yep.
The second startup is App Master, and Alec, welcome.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. I'm Oleg, and I am a CEO and founder of AppMaster, I believe. For now,
yes.
It's okay, yes?
Yeah, now it's on.
Okay, thank you. So I will start from the very beginning. So I'm Oleg, I'm CEO and founder at AppMaster. And for my entire life, I was involved in software development with different roles, from developer to CTO and a founder. In our software development business, we always encounter the same challenges. High cost of labor, or human errors in the process of software development, tight time constraints, and aggressive competition. Traditional tools like continuous integration, boilerplates, and code-based reuse don't give anyone significant improvement. We still depend on people, the weakest link. At some point, we got an idea that AI can do everything that's usually done by software engineers, and the only human interaction we need to give input requirements, like always. So that is why we created AppMaster. AppMaster is a platform that lets unskilled users create applications of any type using a no-code approach and drag and drop logic. All you need is 4 easy steps to create an application. So define data models, drag and drop business logic, attach interface, it can be mobile, can be web, and deploy. Generated applications can be deployed anywhere in the cloud or even to your local private infrastructure. So because it's generated, you will get very good benefits, up to 7 times reduction in labor cost, just because you don't need to hire as much developers as before. Up to 10 times reduction in time to market. And actually 95% of all that time you need to spend to give your requirements for your application. So, and of course, additional benefits like no technical debt and simple change management. To give you better understanding what we're doing, we're trying to combine quite simple solutions like ticks, like tilde and Wix with native coding languages to combine simplicity and flexibility. Our platform mimics actions of a regular software developer team. AI generates code for backend, front-end, mobile apps. It generates documentation and API. As a result, we have package of enterprise-level applications with the source code and documentation. I have a brilliant team that helped me to make my first exit. A couple of years ago, we sold face recognition system to government of Kazakhstan for border control. So we have 3 key types of customers. So it's startups and non-profit organizations. We are giving subscription for free. For software development studios, we're giving a professional subscription, and for enterprise customers to get enterprise plan with advanced support. So in 2018, there was more than $62 billion spent on software outsourcing, and 26% of all outsourcing was because of price. We have 2 current customers, but suspended in the Bay Area and more than 10 customers abroad. We are planning to be acquired in 4 or 5 years by a big software development company, and we're looking for $1 million investment at this point. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So now you have 3 minutes for questions and suggestions from judges.
So what kind of, what's your target market? What kind of apps do you think you are best suited for? I noticed that you do IoT development. Is that a primary focus of what you're trying to do?
Actually, we're trying to do enterprise applications. So IoT apps like a bonus for this one. We are working with several big companies to bring big solutions like talent management systems. Like, you know, a lot of customers ask us to develop big and long-term products. Usually it takes more than 8 months to create this product. We're trying to do the same with less people and less time, around 3 or 4 weeks. So our target is enterprise, first of all.
Any other questions? Yes. Do you have any patents? And also, where are you located?
So I'm located at Santa Clara. So I live at Santa Clara for the last 7 months. And all my R&D offices are located in Russia and Kazakhstan. It's my own offices, and all people that are working with me, working for more than 5 years. So we are not freelancers. We are not like software development team for one project. So we are a company running by me.
Okay, thank
you. Do you have any patents?
No, not yet.
Okay, thank you.
This is David. Can you dig into a little bit into your revenue traction to date?
So we have main revenue we got not from our subscription for now. We got by making products for our customers with significantly lower self-cost. So we sold nothing in terms of subscription, but we made several projects that was So it was a big project for government of the Republic of Kazakhstan. So they paid us for big systems, and we made the systems in 6 or 7 times faster with only 3 person on board. So it means that we don't need to hire a lot of developers for projects, and we can generate a lot of big part of our solution. So to date, we have 200,000 K in revenue for the last 9 months.
Thank you.
Thanks. So, and okay, this is a time up. Thanks, Alec, and please stop sharing your screen and we will go to the next startup. I would like to introduce Chief Koochooloo, sorry, I'm sorry. And Leila, go ahead.
Hi, yes, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Anastasia. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know when it's projecting. Please. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. 1 second.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Let's start.
Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Leila, and I'm the founder of Chef Koochooloo. Koochooloo means little in Turkey, Farsi, Italian, and a number of other languages. Every parent's biggest wish is to have a child that's happy, healthy, and smart. Yet childhood obesity continues to be on the rise. Children are becoming depressed and failing in school. A number of scientific journals indicate a direct correlation between unhealthy eating and poor academic performance. So we came up with the idea of Chef Koochooloo, an interactive education platform that teaches kids math, science, and geography through healthy cooking. The experience begins when a child chooses a country from a 3D interactive platform and is immediately presented with fun facts about the country. As they begin cooking with the help of a teacher or parent, we infuse math and science related content that is aligned with national learning standards as well as their specific grade level. A number of great institutions around the world have recognized our innovation in education and awarded us for it. That includes the Ministry of Education in France, Switzerland, Chile, and right here in the US. And we were the recipient of a $1 million grant from the National Science Foundation. Thanks to those funds, we were able to perform academic validation and testing. And we realized that with only short 10 lessons from Chef K, kids are able to improve their math, science, and literary scores by 55%. To date, we have launched 30 paid pilots and generated 293K in revenue, and collected over 300 positive testimonials from teachers, parents, and educators. And we are now pivoting. We are launching a new version of our product and going with the SaaS business model, selling it B2B and B2C at $7 per student per year. And this is how our pricing compares to our competitors. There are a number of great applications teaching children STEM through technology, but not combine it with healthy eating, and that's where we hold a patent. Our go-to-market strategy includes an email marketing campaign, presence in conferences, and building relationship with thought leaders, which we have done a great job of. And during the coronavirus, the U.S. Department of Education has acted as our marketing channel, telling a lot of people about us. We have a great diverse team, passionate and experienced. My own background, I started with being a consultant to the Ministry of Education in France, and I have launched my career in tech, working for companies such as Yahoo and eBay. My co-founder was a math and science teacher before becoming an engineer and launching his previous successful startup. And education presents a great opportunity right now, especially virtual education. And so we ask you to come and uplift education with Chef Koochooloo. We're looking to raise 1.5 million in our seed round, and the US government will match every dollar with 50 cents. Thank you.
Thanks. Time's up. And now you have 3 minutes for questions and suggestions.
Okay. Hi, this
Can
is
you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you, Sunil.
Okay. Yeah. So in such a crowded space of so many, I've got two kids. They're at home right now. I'm getting in one email every day,
Mm-hmm.
and to my surprise, that I'm getting to know so many online resources.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, a lot of them are provided free,
Uh-huh.
especially Khan Academy. In
Mm-hmm.
this competitive market, email marketing, everything is good, but how do you stand out? What's your strategy to stand out in comparison to the other competition?
As you notice, we haven't been sending you an email. We don't have a shortage of customers. Our unique differentiator is that we focus on health and nutrition eating, which we believe are fundamentally, before you can start working on a child's education, the child needs to be healthy and happy before they can start learning. And none of those solutions focus on that. The reason is because there's no budget for it. The government, doesn't realize the importance of healthy eating in children. Parents don't have the time to teach children how to eat and adopt healthy behaviors anymore. So we are addressing this by, making sure that we go back to the core of what is the basic education, teaching the child, what is appropriate to eat, building a relationship with food in a positive way, but also aligning it with national learning standards and what they're supposed to be learning so they can perform academically well. And a lot of our competitors, if you notice, there's saturated market of applications that teach coding, math, but none of them really have a fun way that involves both girls and boys. And it's an experience that every single person enjoys. Everybody has to eat, so that really sets us apart.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, this is
Okay.
David. I have a,
Hi, David.
sorry, don't want to talk to over anyone. I have two questions. One is, I'd like to understand your unit economics a little better. What does it cost for you to acquire a customer versus to maintain a customer versus the revenue you're getting? And the other question is, do you have any exit comps in your space?
Any what? Sorry, exit comps?
Yes. So what does the companies fetch in the exit market in your segment?
I see. Okay, so yes, basically our unique economic comes to something to about $1,000 per school to onboard a new school. And here's some of the previous companies who had exits in education. We look at our exit a little bit different than most education companies, though, because we also have this food component. So we envision our exit to be through a company like Sodexo or Nestle, somebody who could become the food delivery partner. It would be in their interest to purchase us because it's a new way of getting, marketing to a new audience and building relationships with their new consumers at an early age.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Hi, Francisca. Can you hear us? We have a
Me?
Jeff.
Yeah, I just had a question. I think now you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. So congrats on the progress. My question will be, how do you create the content on the app, and what's the role of the AI here? If you can talk more about the technology.
Okay, do I have time to respond, Anastasia?
So yeah, let's just short,
okay.
and then we will continue. Yeah.
Thank you, Francisco. So the role of AI, we are making it an adaptive platform. So two things. One is the teacher is able to assign new lessons based on like understanding like what they're doing well at, or the app is able to present new content, more difficult. It's basically adaptive learning is one side of it. And the other side, we want to capture data as, like, for instance, African American boys. What was their favorite foods? Because African Americans and Latinos suffer the most from childhood obesity and diabetics. So we want to capture, okay, most African American boys loved this recipe. So then the app could recommend that to new users coming on board. Or it also shows like how to get those demographics more interested in STEM topics based on like content that other kids like.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Sure thing.
So let's move next, and the next startup is Sama Learning, and Barbara.
Hello, let me just share my screen. Anastasia, are you ready for me to go?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, great. Hello, everyone. I'm Barb Dehart. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Sama Learning, where we are putting the power of virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and education science into the hands of instructors. We have a seismic shift. This is a 3-week-ago conversation. We have been having a seismic shift in our workforce. Our workforce is facing fourth industrial revolution that some people say will require more than 50% of our workers to be retrained. And our education system isn't producing enough graduates to fill the open positions that we have available today, of which 1.5 million of those are in STEM fields. Well, virtual reality is disrupting learning. In VR, we have the ability to visualize and interact with abstract concepts in ways that just were never possible before. But VR is also the best place, it's an ideal place for us to implement the best education practices, things like active learning and problem-based inquiry, to further improve learning outcomes. And finally, no conversation about VR would be complete without talking about the data side of things. VR allows us to link the user experience in ways that allow us to create new insights into how people learn, and then use those insights to further and further improve the learning tools that we're producing. It's a great idea, but does it work? Sama has developed a specific and proprietary learning framework for VR and AI, and we've deployed it across 2,500 students at more than 9 universities. And what we found is, on average, we see a full letter grade learning outcome improvement when students use our tools. And the most exciting thing is that we see our lowest performing students increase by a factor of nearly 3x. You can also see that students love it as well. Our team is a collection of academics and game designers and artists and futurists and software executives like me who've come together to make it possible to create, publish, and monetize virtual reality-based courses in 3 easy steps. We consider this to be online learning 2.0. We've also had a seismic shift that's just happened with the COVID virus. We now have more than 50 million students who are learning from home, many of those in online learning environments, and more than 80% of our organizations with employees working at home. So the face-to-face model that we have been used to using is no longer going to work. What that's created is a need for a massive scale of VR course content development, and we need to do that now. Sama is a B2B SaaS company with revenue streams coming from education, content creation, publishing, workforce, corporate, and custom development, and then our relationships, partnerships with content owners, including online learning platforms, textbook companies, and training companies. We point ourselves right at the online learning market. We look forward to creating the next version of our education system. Thank you.
Thanks. And now you have 3 minutes for questions and suggestions from the judges.
Hi, Barb. This is David. Can you talk about your revenue traction and your unit economics?
Yes, so I'm trying to see you in here, but I can't seem to scroll you. So revenue traction. We went through a series of paid pilots that generated about $7,000 or $8,000 in revenue last year for us. We closed that cycle in the beginning of the year. Our strategy up to this point had been to create content internally and then slowly develop our content creation tools. And we have flipped that now. We'd started to make the transition to focusing on the content creation tools so that we could scale the content more quickly and more broadly, and we're focusing on that. Now, our unit economics are going to shift a little bit in that our focus is going to become on developing and growing the content creator community in addition to creating a footprint in enterprise customers and in the university college environment. So up to this point, our unit acquisition or customer acquisition cost was about $1,250. And that's just gonna, we're in the midst of trying to develop the new model on what that looks like right now.
Hi, can you tell me how much you have raised and how much you're raising now?
Yes, we have raised about $470,000. $225,000 of that has come from the National Science Foundation. We are applying for our phase 2 grant, which would be $1 million. We have a Department of Ed grant application in that would fund in June of a couple $100,000. And we are raising $1 million right now. Some of that may come from grant funding.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Any other questions?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Barbara. So just quick remind for judges, please vote. And if you don't have access to the link, let me know. And just put the mark from 1 to 5. And the next startup is Prospect Points. And Justin.
I think we're after. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Good morning. Let me get my timer set here. All right, here we go. Good morning. My name is Justin Fodor. I'm the founder and CEO of Prosper Points, Rewards for Attraction at Work. Diving right into the problem here, folks. We are spending 1 hour a day on our phones for non-work related activities, in addition to your entire staff. You have 150 employees. This is a $1 million cost that you're paying your employees to scroll on social media. That is a major problem, and we're out there to find it. We propose is a mobile application that rewards employees for phone-free sessions of work. Rewards can be a number of things, including cash bonus, extended PTO, and activities, which can be literally anything under the sun that's motivating for your team, be it free lunch, be it Pilates class, be it come to work in your pajamas. It's fully customizable. So what we're offering is a software as a service for B2B space, for the HR team to optimize workflow and minimize distractions through incentives. Right, so the results here are increased productivity, increased creativity, and safer work environments. The way it would work is the employee or the user decides to have a distraction-free session of work. This is fully voluntary and deliberate. The employee launches the application and earns points for the time that the application is running. At the end of their work session, they're able to browse a catalog of rewards and choose a reward, purchasing that with the points that they have earned. From there, the redemption process begins, which is a variable based on which type of reward is being used. So the way we compete here, of course, there's 1.5 million applications out there for the consumer used to balance screen time. Forest app is most notable. Pocket Points is an application for students to reduce screen time in the classroom. Front app is not actually our direct competition. However, it is a software as a service company that is providing a minimum viable solution for this by offering their employees a $200 bonus at the end of the month for those who can most reduce their screen time in the office. Prosper Points is essentially optimizing and streamlining that process through a software as a service platform. We charge between $5 and $9 per user based on the amount of users in the plan choice chosen, which is the monthly versus annually. This includes, of course, the mobile interface in addition to a web dashboard, which is where the real value comes through, showing all the data and analytics to show where your team is most productive so you can make decisions based on that accordingly. We do have interesting clients which are piloting COVID-19 has put a stick in our spokes. Of course, Accenture Chile is a very flagship interested client, Adelco being another one of those. We are currently piloting with QuickX and IBIT. Cowork with time has been on hold because of COVID-19. These are our metrics pre-pivot, 17,000 downloads. The big takeaway here is the 47 minutes daily that we were able to reduce on average per user of screen time. We did learn that, of course, the user is attracted to obtaining rewards for reducing screen time. However, we're streamlining and learning from where we have come. So essentially, Prosper Points is enhancing productivity, creativity, and safety via the incentive economy. It's pretty much Forest app, however, built for the enterprise, right? So we're out there to crush it. We're raising 500K, and we're very excited to start the conversation here. Thank you for your time.
It would be helpful to understand who has this problem. This is not something that I've heard much about, and I'm wondering who's got it and how high on the list of priorities is it, and where?
Beautiful. So in the country of Chile, it is prohibited to, excuse me, it is illegal to prohibit phone use by your employees. That is a huge problem that they're facing. They're looking for a voluntary program, which is exactly what Prosper Points is. In the logistics and, for instance, people in the employees in the field, in the warehouse, this is where it's a huge problem. People, field sales reps getting in fender benders, for example, people running over their toe with the forklift, for example. Additionally, in the U.S., which we're exploring here currently, sales individuals, when they're prospecting, the constant notification is what's distracting, and that is the pain point currently.
Could you talk to us a little bit about your competitors?
So Pocket Points, let me go back to this slide here. Pocket Points was kind of one of the first movers here, was born in my university classroom. They focused on a marketplace solution, and they're focused on students. Forest app is used for the everyday user. They give you a virtual forest and plant 5 trees if you do well with the application. There's no specific entity that's providing a software as a service solution for the enterprise that's offering tangible and attractive rewards that are fully customizable.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
What's the size of, this is Jordan, what's the size of the problem in terms of the U.S. economy and the number of potential employees that would want to use this?
The size of the problem. I would say that no matter who you are in the organization, whether the receptionist or the CEO, notifications are distracting you. There's always a time in your day where you have your phone completely off and your brain completely on. Essentially, that is where our focus is. Right?
I'm not asking about the behavior. I'm trying to quantify the market size. And a follow-on question would be, is there any privacy concern that you would run into as an employee if you do that with employers?
Okay, so as far as productivity markets, Slack, Jira, Trello, this is an $89 billion market nationally. Workplace wellness, which are programs around, office morale, is a $7.2 billion market. I'm sorry, I don't really clearly understand your question.
How much money can you make in this? And for every 1,000 potential users, how many of those?
These are our projections. With the first year ramping up, we have a $5,000 per revenue per client projection. If the user uses the app 12 minutes a day, we can provide a positive ROI and increase productivity, and not to mention opportunity costs, which are more deals closed and more revenue driven because we're not distracted.
Thank you.
You're welcome. One more question? Dave Martinez.
Yes, I'm here. I know all about your company.
How you doing? How's it going?
You know that.
Yes, sir.
And it's been pitched to me before, and I do love it. But like everybody else here is, I want to know where the customers are and how the ROI is going to be. I deal with all the enterprise companies here, and yet they haven't asked for this. So
David, that's not the response he was looking for. Don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I know, but that's what I've had this pitch to me before, but I wish them luck.
Thank you.
Thank
We run out of time.
Yeah, time is up, and let's move next. So please stop sharing your screen, and we will move to the next startup. It is ASMI, and
okay. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone around the world. My name is David Thomas. I'm one of the founders of ASMI. ASMI stands for Augmented and Segmented Media Interface. We plan to take short form video around the world and user-generated content and provide a monetization scheme for this. What we notice is that there is an aggregate of young users using this type of content. They are the new buyers for every advertiser out there, and they're being delivered ads that are not congruent with what they want to be viewing. So if you take YouTube, you can slice up a video, interject 2 ads in there, but you can't do that on 15-second user-generated content. And thus, this is leading to very little conversion and efficiency in this space. What we've done is we built a video analytics engine, and we use AI to understand the video and where we can insert content in there that is also personal and related to the respective video content. So if you have someone skateboarding, we can identify Nike shoes, Nike pants, the shirt, whatever it may be. And then we also have an interactive format for you to be able to click and to be able to purchase it. And it looks like this.
Now we can also measure the
A little bit awkward silence, but it helps you to understand our product. We have one product that we do as a SaaS-based business model, and we have 4 iterations on which our clients can monetize video content. You can see it, we make money off of that. If they click it, we make more money off of that. And if they purchase it, well, you guys know how that would work from there. This is our new 3D product placement iteration that we're rolling out. In these 4 respective videos, there's an Oreo inserted here, a Starbucks cup inserted here, Avengers poster here. All that would be interactive. You could click on that, buy a movie ticket, whatever it may be. Here's where we stand up against our competition. We inject content. We do it in an automated fashion. We do about 10,000 API calls per second. You can click and you can purchase, which is very unique to this space. And there's no software out there that can block our ads. We attempt to hit about 370 million user account within 18 months, with the projection to get to 4 billion within 6 years. Year 1 details some both US customers and Indian-based markets that we are talking with right now. We have 2 patents that are currently filed, and we are filing a 3rd, and we can detail more of that. There's a question on those. We are raising 2 million. We've circled about 450,000, and look forward to closing the round soon. 3 executives here, and we brought on a special advisor, the godfather of Google AdSense, Gokul Rajra. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Thanks, David. Any questions?
Yeah, so you insert the content?
Yeah, we actually insert the content. Sorry about that. I was in a call, so I just had to come here. So yeah, the software automatically identifies what's going on there and inserts the most relatable ad that is out there from the ad library based on your user experience. So what I mean by is, if David, me, and you are watching the same video, you will see something different ad, he's gonna see something different, I'm gonna see something different.
So let me understand that. So in other words, if I'm watching a video, you might insert a Phil's cup or something, and somebody else is watching it, you put in Oreo cookies. Is that
exactly?
Okay.
Exactly. You got it perfectly right.
All right. Thank you.
Great
So I have a quick question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just a quick question. And I understand I'm not necessarily the target market, but frankly, I would find watching a video and having an ad inserted really annoying. And that may or may not be a reaction that you've gotten. I'd love to hear your feedback.
Yeah, so when we did our case study and when we deployed to some users, what we figured out is the users find this as a new feature, because instead of being irritated by 2 ads every 5 minutes, this is actually a new iteration which people are actually very much looking forward to. This is actually called the holy grail problem in video ads. This was planned since 1995, but no one was able to come up with technology that was this smooth and this easy to use. So this is very much a well-known problem. And when we did our case study and when we deployed to some user, we found out this user will perfectly fine with interacting with this kind of ads.
Great presentation, gentlemen. Wanted to ask you about your revenue traction to date and where you are in the marketplace.
So actually we are discussing we did a couple of our pilots with a few customers. Actually, we did with India's biggest telecom company called Reliance that has 270 million users. We did a couple of live demo for TikTok. If it was not for the coronavirus, we would already be live and we'd be making revenue. we actually discussed how our pricing model is going to start with them, and they are very much looking forward to test it out early May or by end of the May. That will be our timeline. But right now we are completely pre-rev, no revenue made to this day.
Thank you.
David, this is Jordan. Why would the coronavirus slow you down? It would probably be more incentive for people to use you. So aside from that.
Hi, Jordan, would you mind just restating the question towards the mic just so
He
can address
said
it?
had it not been for Corona, you would be already in revenue mode. So it's only been 2 weeks. How can that just help?
Well, so TikTok is actually from China. I don't know whether you know that or not.
Oh,
So
of course
China,
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
yeah. Oh, wonderful. Then. So because of that, the China's conversation has been not, opening up since early January, because we're supposed to work with them by end of January, but because of that, we don't want it to, we don't want it to force them with new problems and create with new backlogs for them during this tough time. So that's why we're like not looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you. Time is up.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
So we're going next, and it's safe investing.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share screen. Okay, can I start?
Yeah, let's start.
All right. Hi, my name is Vadim. I'm an IR manager at safeinvesting.com. Safeinvesting.com has an easy-to-use and secure cloud-based platform allowing people to invest in commercial, residential real estate collectively. Safe Investing platform is live now. Please check the platform functionality at safeinvesting.com. Some studies show that the real estate market that uses fundraising investing capacity is close to 300 billion. Our mission is stable, passive income for everyone who wants to enter the business. But there is a problem. Initial minimum investment required to enter the real estate market is often too high for many investors, keeping them off the market. Safe Investing platform allows actually to bring them in. Besides, as of today, none of our competitors are using the capacity of foreign investors. Just recently, I talked to an investment manager from Estonia who stated that she has a number of investors who would be interested. But first, there is no vehicle for investing, and second, the legal aspects are not clear. This is exactly what we are solving. Safe Investing is designed to attract both investment managers and numerous small investors, as they are directly buying shares in real estate units while getting strong legal support and have opportunity to resell their share using the same Safe Investing platform. So the solution is the next generation crowdfunding automated platform that uses blockchain technology. The revenue is generated by investment managers, direct buyers, and collection of property operating fee. Investment managers purchase from us a license to use the software. The manager gets so-called investment manager cabinet, custom domain attached to her own website that makes them able to start their own crowdfunding campaign within minutes with lots of inbuilt automated features like bank transfers, invoice generator, dividend distribution calculator, KYC, and many others. 2% transaction fees paid by both investment managers, customers, and direct buyers. In addition to that, we receive an operating fee of up to 12.5% from our purchase property. The includes Alex Minakov, CEO, who had previously founded RTB Media, that later was Improvato is a successful company with headquarters in San Francisco. It's a dashboard, a marketing dashboard. The legal part of Safe Investing is covered from A to Z by the law office of Colin Breeze, co-founder and founder at Breeze Ventures Management. Along with his father, they have up to 48 years of experience in the US securities market. So the founders have already invested 500K. Cap rate is 5.55 million. Now we're selling up to 10% of Safe Investing. Just a couple of 25K, and we recently sold 3 licenses worth a total of 60K. At this round, we're looking to raise 525K. So today, the suggested minimum to buy a share in self-investing is 25K. Thank you for your attention. And just one little thing, that we registered the company in this January. So we just started our sales and all the traction. Thank you.
Thanks, Vadim. Now, questions?
This is David. Hi, Vadim.
Yes, hi.
This has been crowdfunding in real estate is not a new area. There have been a number of entries. Most of them have already folded. So what makes you different, and why do you think you're going to succeed where everybody else has failed?
Yeah, well, there are a couple things. First, it's a huge market. It's just amazingly huge. Let me show you the Fundrise, one of the competitors. This is what the company is about 10 years old, and the last 3 years they grew like crazy. Just because the regulation changed, and now small investors with a check like invest and enter the business. So see 4.9. Also, we sell software. So the sell is actually, here's the competitor, Square. 3 years. That
Vadim, can you hear me? This is Jordan. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. On the camera, do a thumbs up. We cannot hear you, sir, at all. Your audio is not working at all. So if you can hear me, go thumbs up.
Vadim, we don't hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now it's good.
Why don't you start over, please? Start over.
Oh, okay. So couple things that competitors. So the market is huge. And as I said, Fundrise.com is one of those. In the last 3 years, they grew up to 4.9 billion. And the other competitor, Juniper Square, they sell software. That's what we have started doing. And in 3 years, they grew up like this. You see, the numbers are just incredible. So the capacity of the market is just unbelievably huge. So that's why we believe there is still a lot of room and we can do something. Besides, what makes us kind of a little bit different is that we actually use the foreign investors. Like as in the US, none of the competitors right now are using foreign. Accounting is a little more complicated and taxation is a little bit more complicated. And because the domestic market is so big, and besides, we're using blockchain technology. If we look up at, if I can show you, the blockchain technology and Delaware corporate law were registered in Delaware, and just the recent corporate amendments in the corporate law tell that blockchain technology corporate operations is in lots of favor right now. So not all, and actually not many of our companies are using blockchain technology for records and registry. So this is something that we're kind of looking into tomorrow. And we believe these give us some advantage.
Thanks, Vadim. Thanks for
Thank
your
you.
presentation. Yeah, thanks. We're next, and just one quick remind, and all attendees also can vote for the startups online. Just go to the event page and put your mark for the startups. So, and judges, please don't forget to vote for each startups. And the next one is Fueltime. And Anatoly.
Hi everyone, just will share my screen. Do you see it now?
Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Anatoly and I'm the founder of Fueltime. Gas stations make billions of dollars by selling gas, and gas price is always expensive. People use applications like GasBuddy and Waze to find the cheapest gas price and go to these gas stations miles away, spending hundreds of hours of their life. Companies allow their employees to refill their vehicles instead of drivers go to the company and make money. But there is easiest way how to fill up a car. Introducing Fueltime. Fueltime is a mobile gas station that refill cars of employees and companies. You just need to download the app, choose the location, additional services, open your fuel cap, and we will refill your car while you work. We deliver gas to employees while they work and B2B companies with fleets in Silicon Valley. Oil gas market is one of the biggest in all this market in the US. But it's hard to say about all local gas delivery market because there are only few companies. But our competitor did $200,000 a day last year, and they have only 3 areas. So it's $73 million a year. But Fueltime deliver cheaper gas and charge small fee for delivery. And we have companies that changed our competitors to our company because we deliver cheaper. It's super important in our market to deliver cheaper, to provide cheaper price to our customers. At this moment, we take gas from the commercial gas station, and our small truck can make from $60,000 to $80,000. But when we will raise seed round and change our business model, we will make much more money, and our markup model will be higher. So we will take all revenue from the gas station, and companies deliver gas to the gas station and put to our company, and we'll deliver this gas directly to your car while you work. We earn money by reselling gas, refill cars, and provide additional services for B2B and B2C customers. And we also want to work with big companies like Cisco and PayPal because they have thousands of employees. At this time, we have our users, we have B2B customers, but we don't have enough money to scale our company as fast as we want. So we have our goals for this year. We raised $240,000 in total, and we're 80% of cash our own investment, and did $50,000 last year for 2 quarters. Our team has experience in business, engineering, oil, gas, and energy market. I had several businesses, small businesses in Russia, and I started Fueltime from zero in US. My partner sold gas stations and put his money to our company, and we have experience in app development. We are looking for $2.5 million to achieve $1 million in revenue this year, and hire people and start sales and marketing. Gas stations make billions of dollars by reselling gas. We will make this gas cheaper and deliver it directly to your car. Thank you.
Thank you, Anatoly. And now, questions?
Anatoly, this is Jordan with Bay Angels. If you go back to the $2.5 million raise, is that a little too high for what you're doing in the sector for the seed round? What's your thinking on that?
No, I think it's fine because one truck can make $100,000 a month for us. And if we will have 9 trucks, we can make $1 million.
The area of expansion.
It's only for one area, but the thing is, for one city, we need only 15 trucks to just deliver in one city. But there are more than 25,000 cities in US only. And we will also have people who ask us to open our business in Australia, in UK, and in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Totally, this is David. I am struggling to understand your competitive advantage other than the fact that you're early to market. Can you dig into that, please?
Yeah, like this business was born 6 years ago, and there were several companies, they didn't have success in this market because they didn't calculate economics. You need economics. It's super hard for us to calculate everything and to understand this market. So we have big network in Silicon Valley, and we try to sell cheapest gas from the gas stations and from other people. So now when we provide cheaper gas than other competitors, companies change our competitors to our company because we make it cheaper. But it's also better for people because people like cheapest gas. They don't want to refill their cars higher price. Like in California, it's always high here. So we also deliver gas. It's convenient service the same way as Instacart delivery. You sell it to your office, the same we deliver gas to your car.
Thank you. You mentioned unit economics. I'd like to
Yeah.
understand the details of that.
Yeah, I would like to share. I mean, we make right now at this moment, like today, from 65 to 80 cents per gallon. But when we will change our business model, we will make 90 cents to $1.3 per gallon. Yeah, I can share more information about unit economics.
Hi, this is Neil. In the changing landscape of oil and gas industry getting so hit and the crude price falling down so much, how would you survive?
We didn't lose money in this case. Our markup right now much higher than we had before. So right now, we know that gas market a little bit go down, but right now only one car from 250 cars is electric. And we can refuel these cars more than 40 plus years. But then there are airplanes, and we can refuel airplanes in the future. That's what we're planning to do.
Yeah, would like to understand a bit more about your unit economics and your hedging, so that you can survive, because it's hard to believe
Yeah,
that
for sure.
when the gas is going to be $2, you're still going to have $1 as your margin.
Yeah, yeah. We make money to deliver as well and provide additional services. It gives us revenue, and it's enough for us. But I can share more unit economics with you.
Sure.
Anatoly, this is Jordan. Looks like several investors want to talk to you. Maybe you can have another roundup session with the 3 or 4 of us at once.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Now, I'll let
Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Anatoly. Yeah. Cancel your screen sharing, and yeah, we're moving next. And the last but not least, it's a RoboJuice and Igor.
All right, hi everybody. My name is Igor. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, perfect. Perfect. How about now?
Okay, yeah. Now it's
Perfect.
good.
Awesome. Hi, my name is Igor. I'm the co-founder and CEO of RoboJuice. Studies have shown that consuming fruits and vegetables will help fight disease and prolong your life. Juice and smoothies just happen to be the best way to consume fruits and vegetables. Most people have two options. You can either make it at home or drive to the nearest Jumbo Juice. And both of those options can take too much time. When you're at a gym or your office, Jumbo Juice just can't be there for you. It's too expensive to open a traditional store or a kiosk in such locations. For example, to open a single Jumbo Juice store, it costs around $500,000 and takes 6 to 12 months to actually open. At RoboJuice, we're building a kiosk with a friendly robot that will make your favorite juice or smoothies in under 60 seconds. It'll cost around $50,000 to install, and will be fully automated. It'll take a small amount of space and will require almost no setup. We've already built multiple prototypes, have 2 patents pending, and have raised over $150,000. And we've also received over 50 franchise applications. And actually one of those applicants just invested in the last 2 weeks into our company. We're currently, so it's a $15 billion industry that's been growing at about 7% a year. And with our technology, I think we can accelerate that growth. We're planning to install our first 2 locations this year. And in 2021, we're going to start working with gyms, office spaces, hospital, colleges, and airports to install our locations closer to people. We're a team of experts in hardware, electronics, and software, have over 7 years of experience in the food and retail industry, as well as 2 previous exits. I've previously worked at Google doing artificial intelligence and natural language processing, have 6 years of experience in hardware, in software development, and my co-founder has 4 years of hardware and robotics, and then we have 3 other people work remotely at the moment. We're currently raising $150,000, which will allow us to open our first location in the Bay Area this summer of this year. I don't think that it's an overstatement to say that we're changing the world for the better, and we'd love for you to join us on this journey. And if I have time, I'll share a little clip of the demo.
Okay, yeah, time is up.
Perfect.
Thanks. Okay,
Thank
and
you.
now any questions?
Trying to understand if you listed some logos of some places in the Bay Area. Are those under contract? If so, what's the deal in terms of structure? Are you paying rent? Is it a revenue share? And maybe you can talk a little bit about economics
Of
as
course,
well.
sure. So we're currently talking to Berkeley University, but because of the coronavirus, we currently paused our conversations, and that'll resume in the next month or so, hopefully. In terms of the, we're gonna pay for rent at those locations, at that particular location, and in terms of opening the location, we actually had somebody join as a franchise partner. They've invested $25,000 just actually in the last 2 weeks or so. And so in terms of the unit economics, if you compare it to, as I mentioned, $50,000 to open a single franchise location, it's going to be, in terms of the operating costs, we estimate that the cost of sale will be about 25%, cost of labor is about 3%, rent is about 3%, and other expenses about 10%. And that we estimate that about 55 to about 60% of revenue is going to be profit. I hope that answers your question.
This is Neil. Would you have any limitations in terms of what you can do or what you cannot do with this machine? Because JumboJuice has a fleet of menu.
Of course, no. I mean, we're in a way we're competing with JumboJuice, but we can go to places where JumboJuice just cannot afford to go to. They actually have to make at least around $750,000 to open a location at a particular location. We can make a little bit less revenue, let's say like $400,000, $500,000 per location, but we can go into places where JumboJuice just cannot afford to go there. We're currently making juices and smoothies, but we can add additional, we can change menus as we go.
Now, are you live at any location today? And if yes, what's the revenue?
Not yet. We're not live. We're in the process of opening our first location in the Bay Area.
Okay.
So
have you approached JumboJuice as a possible strategic partner?
We've had conversations. My co-founder has had conversations with focus brands, but it's we'd have to be a little bit further for them to continue conversations with us.
And what's the level of service and support these units require? And I'm assuming there's also a requirement for power and internet access and all those sort of things.
Yeah. So in terms of the cost of labor, once a day, every 24 hours, somebody would have to come in, clean up the machine. It's going to take about an hour to 2 hours max. And so they'll have to basically do a quick cleanup and refill the fruits. And it's standard. They'd have to have water, electricity, internet, basic stuff. All right, thanks everybody.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Igor. And so this is all startups for today. Thanks everybody who listening and speaking and voting. And As I can see, we need a little bit more time for judges to vote. Please put your marks to all startups and we will see who will win and go to the final cup.
Anastasia, this is Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you have 10, 12 minutes to go around the table with the different investors and have them give general feedback to the companies, or is that not in the works?
Sorry, I don't quite understand.
Yes, yes, Jordan. Yes, we are fine with that. No problem at all. Yeah.
All right, Anna, drive this bus. It's all yours.
Hi, Anastasia. What's the to vote the 1 to 5? Should we classify it every star of 1 to 5 being 1 die is punctuation or 5 die is punctuation? How does it work?
So 5.
1 is the least, 5 is the most.
Yeah.
5 the most, and we do it for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or just for 5?
Yes. Your
Okay.
opinion towards every startup. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, while we are
mid
having
button,
couple more minutes to vote, yeah, judges, you're welcome to go ahead and say what you liked, what you didn't like, and why.
Marissa, you want to take us off, Marissa? Tell us what you think. You've got multiple years of experience in several groups. What do you think that could do differently, better, worse, etc.?
Well, I voted already. I see a lot of startup presentations, and I like Button Wallet. I need to find out more about them. And then the food one, fat parents have fat children, and children don't cook. So I have a problem seeing how the revenue is going to work on that. And what else? And I thought the gas one was interesting. And that's about it.
David, what do you think? General thought?
Sure. The best presentation today, and I think the most promising product was the ASMI. They definitely understand what investors need to see in the presentation, and I was impressed with the quality of the work. It's very early. It's very early for Mighty Capital anyway, but an interesting product. I think that the next generation of product placement in advertising is interesting. I would like to understand the competition market a little bit deeper, because I know this is not the only company that's doing this. But this is the company that I'm paying the most attention to right now. Generally, we don't like to do ed tech because the exit markets are so uncertain there, and we don't do cross-border. So, you know, the gas company is interesting, but delivery marketplaces have been struggling with profitability and unit economics. And in the current post AB5 environment, it's just really not clear to me if they can thrive.
Who wants to go next?
Hi, this is Neil. I think in the overall scheme, the one company which really I liked was the food company, Chef Koochooloo. The ASMI invested into the similar company. I think one of the challenges what we are seeing in that is the user experience gets annoyed, that you start putting those little icon all over the place. I mean, and that's where it gets annoyed. Especially this segment is very interesting, especially QB coming into the play, where they've identified that shorter content is needed and attention span is getting shorter and shorter. So the shorter attention span and inserting the ad is hurting the content, and that's been our experience. So to summarize, ASMI is an interesting space, but it's going to be a challenging in terms of how do they attract the revenue part of it. Koochooloo, I think somebody said very rightly that it's tough to how to teach kids cook, but I believe the way they have approached the problem. I invested into a STEM education company, and it's a lot of crowded market. And I think the way they are approaching with the grant and other things, it's very interesting. Now the Fueltime, the mobile gas station, looks very, very interesting, because if they claim that they are able to achieve such a high margin in such a short time, because the physical, I happen to a close friend of mine happened to own few gas stations, and his struggle is always he never makes money on the fuel, and he always makes money on the tiny shop what he has on the property. I just want to understand how they are going to do that. So, in my opinion, Koochooloo would be good. Mobile gas would be interesting to at least know what they're doing. I run my company and I've got 100 people. My biggest challenge today is how do I get their attention all the time? And I think the Prosper Point has a very interesting value proposition to provide. And if they execute it right, I think they will have a larger companies uptake it, because even if I can save, let's say 10 hours a day out of 100 people, it's a lot of revenue gain for a company. So Prospect Point is going to be interesting as well.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Let's connect.
Thank you. So thanks to everybody, and we have results. And thanks for judges to vote. And based on their voting, we have a third place goes to Button Wallet. Congrats.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And this is a surprise. We have 2 second places. And this is RoboJuice. Applause. And second place, it's Chief Koochooloo. Congrats.
Cool. Yes.
Thank you.
And the first place goes to ASMI. Woo.
Oh, wonderful.
Congrats.
Great.
You will
great, guys.
Get this certificate, and I will contact you, and we decided how we can meet and you get certificates. Thank you.
I enjoyed all the other presentations. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. After this will end, everyone of you will get a special form that we would appreciate that you fill in. It will help us to become better. It will help us to achieve better results in doing online battles. And please, everyone, you're welcome to join us in our coronavirus battles, and let's bring our lives back to normal, right? Thank you, everyone, for attending. We were very glad to see you, and see you in our next online unicorn battles and coronavirus battles.
Yeah, we have
Thanks,
lots
everyone.
of online
Thanks,
events now. You can participate.
Thank you.
Anna, this is Jordan. Would you?
I had a quick question for the judges. So obviously, a lot of you are super experienced in, a lot of you invest into software companies. I'm just curious to get your opinion of how do you guys look at hardware companies, and what are the criteria by which you judge whether to invest into a hardware company or not, and at which stage do you guys most invest into such companies? And also, I'm also curious about what would be the impact of coronavirus on hardware companies in Silicon Valley?
So I'll take a stab at that. Hardware companies are really hard for a whole variety of reasons. And I would say at the very early stages, it's extremely tough. And every, entrepreneur who's looking for early money, I say, go to people who know your business well. Going to just random investors is probably the hardest thing to do. And prove it out. Prove out that it works. Get the data, and then you have a better shot of making something happen. In today's world, I think looking for corporate investors, corporate partners is probably a better thing to be doing than necessarily focusing on angels or venture investors. So, but you know, that's my 2 cents worth.
All right, thank you.
See, the hardware is a really hard sell in general because people prefer software because of the margins. But your robot is really cute looking. And I think I've seen your presentation about 3 or 4 times. And I like it more and more each time.
Thank you.
So
appreciate it.
I really think you need to look at strategics. The coronavirus will be gone eventually. Most of the hardware is made in China, as you know. I think you make yours locally, right? In the US?
Some, yeah. Some.
Yeah, so that's going to be an issue.
Makes sense. Thank you guys for the feedback. I appreciate it.
Maybe anybody has suggestions for our online events to do it more perfect, and you can share it right now.
I think it helps a lot with audio quality to include a microphone. For instance, Anastasia, there's an echo. I mean, it's not terrible, but I know when people use a microphone, it's much more clear. That's just a quick feedback for you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. I don't have one, actually. Okay. Please feel free, just ask some.
Can I ask a question, Anastasia? Yeah. So I see Jordan on this call.
Please put on your video. It's hard to talk when we don't see you.
I'm sorry. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
So, hi, Jordan. Jordan has now seen my pitch, I believe, 4 times. So I wanted to ask him his opinion, if he thinks I'm improving, if he thinks, and then his opinion that I always win these competitions, either 3rd place, 2nd place, 1st place, but I have not raised my seed. So what am I doing wrong? Because in one way I must be doing something right that I keep winning, but then no investor has been ready to write a check for us. So I would love his input in particular, since he has seen the graduation of my pitch.
I think
Lila, sorry, I don't think Jordan is yeah.
Okay.
But maybe
right,
other judges can give you some advice.
Sure.
Anyone would like to comment?
I can give you my 2 cents.
Okay.
Can you? So I think in these competitions, it's more, like you show up on what you're doing and you kind of get feedback. But to actually close, it's probably better to develop relationships with the actual investors and take these as also an opportunity to connect with them. And then give consistent updates and over deliver on your updates, and always coming with different things to the table. You're knowing people, you're connecting with people that don't know you and that don't have a single probably mutual connection with you. So you kind of need to build that track record over a shorter period of time.
Okay, great. Thank you, Francisco. And if anybody else doesn't have a question, I can ask another question. But I want to give people.
Jordan is back.
Oh, Jordan, did you hear what I said?
No, he just left again.
Oh.
Sorry, Mom.
No worries. So here's my other question, Francisco. You also were in e-learning space, right? EdTech space, your startup?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am in a position right now that I don't absolutely need the funding. I could keep going with the grant for now, but then I would continue to be on bootstrapping mode, like working with very lean team and such. But being able to focus on that, or I could go and fundraise. And the main reason I would fundraise is to get the matching funds from the government. So, but what I'm finding is I have just had a very difficult time finding a product manager that could rely on, that could lead the technical aspects, so I could just go focus on fundraising. So I'm like morning to day working on product, and and everyone says fundraising is a full-time job. So if you were in my position, what would you do? Like, would you go and fundraise, or if you could just do it without fundraising, just produce the product and start focusing on sales?
Yeah, I think it would be good to see. I remember you showed the exit strategy and the size of the exit. But one thing would be good is, do you really need to fundraise to build this? Answer yourself that question, because if you fundraise, if you go through the venture route, you're gonna have high pressure to growth. Whereas you can make this a bootstrapping business in which you will grow slower, at a slower pace, but you'll be able to generate revenue and control your cash and have more control in the company in the end of the day. And especially right now with coronavirus and with some people losing the excitement to do this kind of investments, cash is king. So really, if you have the opportunity to bootstrap the company, that might become a more viable option.
I see. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you everyone for today, and have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you for joining us, and see you in our next battles. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
everyone.
day, everyone.
Bye. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you
Bye
so
bye.
much.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.